quit. Team never quit. Team never quit radio.
Rob.
Yep.
Before we get into the
I know
interview,
exactly what's coming. I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Now this is beyond. I mean, I know you guys used to do a hardcore Mad Minute when you would snatch HVTs.
I have a mouse like a steel trap.
Bro, I'm gonna blow that trap wide open right now.
Ready.
You have never faced tougher questions than the ones we're about ready to throw at you right now.
I'm ready.
I can see it. All right, Marcus. First question of the Mad Minute. Fire away.
All right, brother. Favorite superhero?
Captain America.
Ooh.
Mojos. Yeah, we got America right over there.
That one right there. Why?
For sure.
The shield.
Really?
Got a shield. It's all about, look, I'll stab you, but I got the shield. I can use, I got to defend people.
Huh.
But I'll
the
hit you
shield. The shield's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the upgrades on that thing have no limit.
I'm not big into superhero movies, but I mean, I just figured Captain America's pretty good. I got no problems with Superman.
They've done a real good job in the movies of upping his strength and what he can do with that.
Yeah.
Remember the 70s or the 80s Captain America? He was in Lycra and he'd come out of his van on that motorcycle and had that.
Believe it or not,
that's the greatest American
That's
hero.
the greatest American hero. He could. He's like that dude. He's like that dude when you're camping who can almost play the guitar. Like he could sort of fly, but it was more he just fell off of really high shit.
Oh, fudge. Oh, God.
Crashed a long way away.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. How far did you get onto the scene of the crash?
Wizard, fire away.
All right, would you rather be hog-tied and thrown into a closet for 30 minutes with 5 water moccasins, or B, a chimpanzee with a hand grenade and a hyperactive sense of curiosity?
Oh man, I have to go with the water moccasins. I'm just hoping for the best, because that chimpanzee he'll bite your face off without the grenade and shove the grenade down your neck.
I'm right.
And if he's
with you on
curious,
that.
I mean, now I'm getting fucked.
Either way, that thing is going to mess you up.
Well, you're
Most
done.
people say snakes.
Yeah.
Most of them go for the snakes or they're afraid of snakes, but
No, I mean, because snakes, reptiles don't really have conscience, and an orangutan,
Curious.
He's curious. Yeah.
as we said, he's
Curious
quite
Curious George wasn't a snake. I mean, not that he was bad.
Curious George?
What was he? He was a monkey.
But
Yeah,
nobody
but-
ever gave him a hand grenade.
True.
That chimp should have been locked up. He was a menace. I'm telling you.
Quite.
Quite a minute. All right, Mark. Oh, it's my turn.
Yep.
All right, Rob.
Yes.
Who would win in a death cage match? Chuck Norris or Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee.
Not even close?
Not even close. I think they sparred once, and Bruce Lee knocked the shit out of him.
I think there's an interview with Chuck.
Yeah, I
talking
think there
about
was.
it.
There was.
Really? That he said?
Bruce is kind of the real deal, man.
Yeah, he was like the real deal.
Real deal.
And not that Chuck's not. I mean, I still don't want to fight Chuck
I should
Norris.
have said
I'm
it like
just saying
that either. Love you,
Bruce
Chuck.
Lee.
We love you,
Next
Chuck.
headline, Marcus Luttrell calls Chuck.
Hey, yeah.
I'm not even judging
There's a
that.
headline.
Damn it.
O'Neal defends Chuck Norris.
It used to be.
Against slander by Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah.
He lives, down the road, too.
No, we've been trying to get him. It used
Hey,
to,
you might have got him now.
I used to ask.
Yeah, we'll get him all right. Dude, those Chuck Norris things.
Oh, those are funny. Those are
Hands
funny.
down the best.
Oh, they are. Those
best
are-
memes
those are
out there.
Yeah,
dude.
they are.
All right,
You
fire
see
away.
Chuck Norris? They had Chuck Norris the tank. Then Donkey Punch. They name all the Abrams. The gun has the name, and Chuck Norris was one of them. He went to Iraq and took
great
pictures.
name.
with
No.
I missed Chuck Norris when he came to Fallujah, and that broke my heart. I almost didn't make it through the rest of the deployment.
Yeah,
think
you
he got-
almost
That's a
quit
tough one.
because you
That's a
missed
tough
Chuck
one.
Norris.
I think he
went
got
home.
hit by an IED as well too.
No.
Yeah, it got busted up and they put it back online. If I'm not mistaken, I heard that.
Chuck got hit or the tank got
tank.
hit? Oh, I was going to say,
Can't-
did anything hurt Chuck?
No, of course not. This is the only man that can slam a revolving door. That's my favorite one, dude. I love that one so much.
All right, send it,
All right,
Marcus.
bro, the last thing you did in public and you were glad and no one was looking.
Because the last thing I did in public that someone was looking got on TMZ, so I wasn't happy about that.
Good job, by the way. That's how you know, right?
Yeah, right.
That's how you know.
I think the last thing I did in public that I got in trouble for that people saw I was getting drunk on a plane. The last thing I did that didn't, I got drunk on a plane.
It seems to be a pattern there.
Well, no, it's just funny because I was like, the millions of miles I've flown in the last 6 years, I'm amazed that's the first time someone just said, "Can you step off the plane?"
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Dude, I remember when I was contracting, dude, I'd be annihilated before I even got on the plane.
Yeah, I had to make some life changes. One of is you don't need a pregame in the airport bar before you fly somewhere. There's like no reason for that. Like you're by yourself. Who are you trying to impress? Like the fact that you can piss without going to the bathroom?
Because we are really good at that.
Yeah, I got this. I got this.
I picked that up in buds, man.
Oh my God. That's epic, dude.
All right, this is a slightly more serious question.
Yes.
If you could raise one person from the dead and bring them back to walk in the modern world,
Ooh.
who would you bring back and why?
Muhammad, because I got to know what the fuck's going through his head.
Great answer.
God, you're on fire
No,
I
today.
think about this stuff.
No, I'm serious.
Before I
Man,
got,
he didn't even. Everyone even pause on that one, dude.
before I got remarried, I was dating a girl, and I said something similar to her. And if you get anyone, dead or alive, have a drink with or lunch with, and I think she said something like Beyonce, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, but you could have picked Jesus.
Literally.
You could have said Winston Churchill. You could have,
Right.
and
Anybody.
I said Muhammad because I gotta there's a bunch of different shit out there. I want to know what's going on here.
I think you got a legitimate claim at that one, too, by the way.
Plus, I mean, let's be honest, Muhammad's had a lot to do with changes in my life, so I want to just maybe we should have some fried chicken. I don't know.
Brilliant.
I'm being
I studied that religion
yeah, I have to.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to, right? Just as much as growing up studying Christianity. I mean, and plus I got rescued and saved by them. So
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Bro, there's some
I had to
con.
learn my respect, and I learned to do everything I had to do to exist in their world.
What freaked me out was I was the intel guy in my platoon that went right at the beginning, and I read this book called The Bear Trap, and it was about the Mujahideen and how they defeated them and all this. And I got into this very deep conflict in my mind going, wait a minute, didn't we just spend, 12 years supplying them, training them, getting them prepared, teaching them? I mean, SF was all over the book everywhere, and agency and all that.
Agency, yeah.
Heavy money. And now all of a sudden we're going to go fight them?
Yeah. I dealt with guys in certain parts of eastern Afghanistan with chiefs of base who were working on the Pakistan side against the Russians, and all of a sudden he's on the Afghanistan side working against the Paks. How it's like same guy, same place,
my
just
God.
different side of the border.
What a trip,
Yeah.
dude. What a trip.
It's literally always a chess
It is.
match up there.
It's the ever-evolving enigma of global strategic war.
Well,
right?
it's funny too when you try to explain that place to people back here. You tell them what's happening, and they think you're lying.
Totally.
It's like, well, when are they going to get democracy? I'm like, well, as soon as these people figure how old they are. No, and it's not a joke.
No, dude.
Like, they don't know what time is.
Bro, I use that all the time. I say, do you know what the average age of the oldest guy in Afghanistan is? Basically, what their life expectancy. They're like, no. And I'm like, 51 years old. What's ours? 79. That's a significant gap in evolution right there. So
That's a lot of the problems is going why it's happening, because the younger generations are wanting for the change.
for sure. And I think we're going to see a lot of that.
That's what's going to hopefully end a lot of this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that was a rabbit hole we went down. All right, are you ready? What was your first car ever?
Buick Skylark, sky blue, 1984. His name was Zeus.
I know exactly what that car looks
Yeah,
like.
I know. Now get a load of this too. I loved it because that's the first car I got. We had a little party. My older brother Tom decided to take it for a beer run. He showed up a couple hours later with no beer and no car, and I'm like, "What happened?" He goes, "Well, I crashed it." And I said, "Well, what?" I said, "What'd the cops say?" And he goes, "I don't know. After I crashed, it kind of turned into a track meet."
So your brother took your car
And
to
wrecked
go
it.
get and wrecked it and left it.
Well,
A crash and run.
Yes, well, allegedly.
He
Allegedly.
didn't leave it. He just wanted to remember where he started. Yeah, how fast he ran.
Oh my
It's a country
God.
thing. I know
yeah,
exactly
Buick
what it
Skylark
is.
named
Buick
Zeus.
Skylark. Zeus. Why
Was it
Zeus?
4-door?
I just thought it was a cool name for a god of a car. And if you're like a sophomore in high school, having a Buick
Car named
Skylark.
Zeus? That's
Zeus.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But
awesome.
was it 2 or 4-door?
It was a 4-door.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Nice. The old Lark.
Oh, yeah.
Lark.
Oh, yeah. The old Lark.
Fire away, Marcus.
Oh, hell, man. I'm sorry. I'm having such a good time. I don't even read these damn questions.
Last round.
I've been on the road a lot, too. All right, brother,
yeah.
if you could play out any movie character in real life, who would it be?
Let's see. Oh, that's a good one.
It's a great
I think
question.
I'd be Maverick in Top Gun.
Dude. I mean, again, you can pick anybody.
Well, okay.
You can pick anybody.
Let me think of one of the titles for one of the movies that Ron Jeremy was in. Hang on a second.
The Hedgehog. I ran into him in Hawaii one time.
Oh, dude. They had him on Range 15. He did a cameo, dude.
Oh, that's
And apparently he's as skeezy as he seems he would be. Yeah.
Can't
he's-
imagine.
Yeah. What about you, Wizard?
What?
What
Question?
movie? Yeah.
I love Last of the Mohicans, man.
Oh.
That's
That guy
a
was-
way better answer than my answer.
Yeah. Yours was
I
Ron
actually,
Jeremy.
well, it was funny because Top Gun obviously is great, and then we were at a bar in Virginia Beach called Hot Tuna, and on Wednesday night
love that place.
and we had pilots and SEALs there. I remember one of the young SEALs was in an argument with one of the pilots, and he goes, "Look, we know damn well there are no Val Kilmers or Tom Cruises in naval aviation. We got so many Charlie Sheens in the teams."
That's a great answer.
That's a good
Oh, my God. All
And
right.
true.
You got one more for him,
Yeah,
bud?
hell yeah, I got these all day.
All right.
Good.
Let's see. If you could pick one sidekick to accompany you through life every moment, would you pick? I'm going to give you some choices.
Okay.
A,
I
Chew-
had one. I had one.
There you go.
Oh, let's
Well,
first
let me do
let's
this
see-
one first, and then after.
Okay,
we'll
yeah,
do
yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
A, Chewbacca. B, Walter from The Big Lebowski. George Costanza from Seinfeld. Tonto from The Lone Ranger, or Watson from Sherlock Holmes.
Well, Walter from The Big Lebowski.
Epic
Absolutely.
answer. Thank you.
I want him
Thank
yell-
you.
But why?
I
for
want him
saying
yelling
that.
at me why that Pomeranian is always with us. Because it's a fucking show dog with fucking papers.
Papers, dude.
And plus, I want to have a Caucasian everywhere I go, Plus, wear a robe, write a check for milk. I mean, who doesn't want to live that life? Like, they pull out the bowling ball. What the fuck is this? Well, obviously, you're not a golfer.
Oh, fuck.
All right.
I don't know. Put me down in there. I'm gonna look a little deeper. Let's get my head down that toilet.
When we were on deployment, a winter deployment, like in 2000, late 2011, you always want someone to sneak booze in your care package.
Right.
We had a dude send us a Big Lebowski care package, this huge thing with everything you need to make White Russians, bathrobes, and a copy of the Big Lebowski. And we
my
had, when there was weather, we
God.
had Big Lebowski night.
Brilliant.
Did you really?
Awesome, yeah.
That could have been
sitting
the
in a
great-
bee hut, sitting in there in robes and sipping on Caucasian.
my
Even though
God.
you're not allowed to drink overseas.
Melly won't let me watch that movie anymore because I would fall asleep to it in the cell phone part that
Oh yeah.
I was ringing, dude. It would wake her up every night.
Every night.
Because I kind of consider myself, I'm half Walter, half dude. It kind of makes me up.
You know what? You're pretty much that with every character.
And what was what we said the other day? It was from Unforgiven, right? Curly Bill.
Oh my God, totally.
Half Curly Bill, half. Anyways, yeah, I'm not allowed to watch that. Such a great movie, man.
Oh, beyond
It
good.
is.
Epic.
It is. And it takes a few times to get it.
Oh, you have
Every
to.
First time I saw it, I hated
dude,
it.
every line in that movie was scripted. It wasn't ad libbed or
Yeah.
anything. They have a good documentary on the making of that movie.
Do they? Is it
yeah,
good?
It's
It was
pretty
all
good.
scripted.
Awesome.
I
Every
would've guessed- I
dude,
would've
every
guessed some of it.
every
was-
No
line,
kidding.
man.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. All right, who was your personal first
Oh, I thought you
selection?
were going to say if you could have a sidekick everywhere, I was just going to say Kevin Hart. Just because that.
Really?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, boy, he'd be funny.
Yeah, he's
Man,
funny. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd want some downtime.
Dude, I was watching him the other
Yeah,
day.
you're
I'd
not
want some
gonna
downtime.
lie.
I want to
He's-
turn that off.
He's
every now and
on
then.
all the time.
All the
But he's
time.
good.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Talking about
talking
you.
about?
I'm not like that, dude. What are you talking about?
You are on all.
Yeah.
You're on
You
all
don't
the
strike
time,
me as
dude.
downtime.
There's a little downtime.
Yeah, Dave
There's a little-
Downtime Rutherford.
There's a little that's my
asleep.
first name in the teams was downtime. It was actually
You
the
had to deal with.
fly.
I had to deal with Moosecock. It was crazy.
Nice talk.
Of course you did. Of course you had to deal that from the beginning.
The shit up with which we must put.
All right.
What was yours?
First one,
Yeah.
the fly, barfly.
That in, what was it in Buds?
Rut. Just always rut. and
Mine was
bud.
latrine in Buds by the instructors. I actually put it on my helmet.
Did you latrine?
Yeah, in
That's too
second
easy.
phase. Yeah,
Oh, God.
ride that one. And then, well, my eyes were messed up when I first got in, so a lot of just called me Vector. I didn't even know what the hell that meant. I was like, that sounds cool. Is it
You're
not
like,
cool?
Wait, Vector. That's
Vector,
definitely cool.
Yeah, fall down a mountain, my shit goes straight. I don't have a nickname. The hell?
Fall down a mountain, my shit
and I
goes
worked my
straight.
ass off to get the Doc nickname, and
Yeah.
no one ever called me Doc.
Ever called me Doc.
Ever.
God.
I'd be like, hey, what's up? Hey, Doc. Like,
No.
Marcus.
Shit. All right. We ask this question pretty much, I do, of all, military folks that come on. If you could be president for one day, pass something into law, and it went into effect immediately, what would you do?
Oh, wow. There's a lot out there. That's okay. That's a stumper right there because there's so much to go with. I would probably pass in a law 2 years minimum military service for everybody.
God bless you.
God bless you. What we need to do is create like an American humanitarian services for the people who don't want to carry rifles.
That could be it. Maybe not military service, but service.
Yeah.
Right, it's like you can sign up, you get the uniform, you go through to get the discipline and do all that, and then you go over and help people in other countries.
Peace Corps? Peace Corps?
Yeah, but if you make it mandatory through federal...
Yeah, but also, if you pull a stress card or try to whine, the drill instructor can punch you in the face. Like there's nothing against that.
Wow.
You're gonna learn. You're gonna fucking learn.
Punches and waterboarding for the snowflakes is what I'm hearing. Is that?
I think everyone should get waterboarded like once a month,
dude. Right?
I was like, well,
just to keep it real.
We did everything we did to the people that for the enhanced interrogation. They do to make Navy SEALs, and then we do it to each other at the bar
for fun.
Yeah, waterboarded with tequila.
Well, we were listening to the damn STV story today, and I was getting shell shock and PTSD hearing from stories I had nothing to do with.
Exactly.
Sitting in the back of it for 10, 12, whatever hours? No.
That's insanity.
No.
That's waterboarding.
That's torture. That's a stress position, and that's sleep deprivation. That is enhanced
You should have pulled your card, Marcus.
Oh, what else? I couldn't talk to anybody.
No one cared.
There's no comms. Couldn't complain. I couldn't quit. I was out in the middle of the ocean. I couldn't quit. Like, fuck this. Let me out.
I'm
Somebody
done.
will be by.
Turn on your strobe.
I got a flare. They'll definitely see it. Which end is the night end again?
Here comes the
I got about
Cruise
10
line.
seconds of this shit.
If I can get picked up on a Carnival Cruise Line and go for
God.
a 7-dare.
All right. That is the mad 20
blast.
minutes.
That's
I got
fun.
one
That is
question.
fun.
You got one more?
Okay, good.
Go.
All the stuff that we've over the years been through, what one person have you met that had an impact on you? You're like, wow, that's...
That
was pretty cool.
Who had an impact on being, because people always ask who's the coolest person you've ever met. One of the coolest interactions I ever had was Tony La Russa, because
Dude, he's at the Sox.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was talking to him 2
He's
weeks
awesome.
ago.
But
Amazing guy.
I had some security with me. I had Tiny with me, and
Is that really security?
but no, this is good. What was funny?
I wouldn't want to get near
What was
Tiny.
funny
army.
One-man army.
I used to protect.
What was funny?
I know, me
What was
too.
funny about this experience though, because I'd exchanged texts and a couple phone calls with Tony, never met him in person, and we're at an outdoor event, and I don't know how, but La Russa got around us, and he's behind us, and he goes, "Hey, Rob," and I turn around, there's Tony La Russa standing there holding this margarita, and he snuck up behind us.
Yeah.
He's been around a while, and I kind of look at Tiny like, the fuck, man, he's behind us. And I go, well, hey, this is my security guard. And La Russa sticks hand out, and he goes, he goes, I go, this is my security guard, Brian. He goes, hey, Brian. Brian goes, everybody calls me Tiny. And La Russa goes, everybody's full of shit. And I was like, that's a pretty quick answer. I mean, because apparently you're in baseball that long, you get some quick wit, and that's just funny.
Dude, he's on point, man.
Yeah.
Man, I work with the Sox doing some stuff with them, and when he came out, we had some conversations, and man, he was just
He's good.
He's been around.
Yeah.
He knows everything.
Yeah, he knows everything.
But yet he's humble.
Oh, he's totally humble. You
Super
never
humble.
guess. Well, yeah, he did a thing to me one time when he was with Arizona, and we went to the game, and he's got he's watching the real game, the delay and the iPad. He's taking notes on every pitch, and he knows everything about everything.
Yep.
And we went out afterwards to get dinner and some drinks, and apparently there's a guy he didn't like up at the bar ordering a drink, and he looked at me and he goes, "Hey man, that's one of the umpires. Can you go say hi? Because we love umps." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." I walk up, "Excuse me, I recognize you from the game today. Aren't you an umpire?" And he goes, "An umpire? I'm the general manager of the Mariners." And I look back and Tony's just doing this to him, not me. He's like, "Yeah, see what I got?"
Totally. That's awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
so just some little cool things like that.
That was probably one of the great baseball moments for me too. I got to throw out the first pitch at a game and then sit with him in the stands and watch it.
With Tony?
Yeah.
That's solid.
I did one too, and a first pitch, and he gave me the best advice for a first pitch. He said, "Think about it this way: no one's ever been booed for throwing it over the catcher." Just throw it over him. And you try to throw it over, hits him right in the middle. I'm like, I'll be damned. This guy does know a thing or two.
Yeah, mine was don't just hit the mascot, throw it in the stands. Just don't go short.
Just don't go anywhere except
Just
short.
do not
they don't give
go-
a fuck who you are. You will get booed.
If you go short. Yeah. It's like some kid with cancer throws it short. Boo! Kid, get off the field, right? Some old lady missing a leg. Boo! You suck! That's what happens in Philly.
They don't care.
No. Philly?
Hey,
Sit down before you fall
right?
down.
Baseball's game of life.
It's game of life.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. That is the mad 25 minutes, Rob. Thank you.
25 minutes.
Yeah, thanks.
Game never quit. Game never quit. Game never quit radio.